Hello everyone, I'm Palpatine001 again, and we are back with City Skylines 2, not 1, 2, and Manukau Ranges. Are you asking why it's that? Well, Colossal Order have announced that October 29th, October 30th for me, got to do time zones and all that jazz, the new Bridges and Ports DLC will come out. I'll show a video in a minute. It's a 3-minute video from Colossal Order on what we can expect with the gameplay with Bridges and Ports, especially with the port system being fully modular, like we had with the airports in CS1, but we never got with CS2. But we never got with the ports in CS1. But so yeah, and I've currently zoomed all the way at the moment because I'll show you where I'm thinking. You can see the shipping at the moment. So if I was to bring up the, yeah, it's a little bit hard to see behind. The shipping route technically runs through there, out there, and out there. With the cruise ship terminal currently there, and the cargo terminal currently there. The city centre for reference is over here. But what I'm going to do first is show you just a short video from Colossal Order on how this Ports and Bridges DLC is going to work, and because it will impact on the gameplay I plan to do with this city, given the map is a bit challenging in that there's not much sea level based land, so we're going to be doing some good old fashioned terraforming, some good old fashioned public works to get this going. I think first let's take a look at this little 3-minute clip and see how this is going to all work.
Looking to scale up your shipping game? The new custom ports are here to deliver. Literally. But how do you go about it? Well, you start with a main gate. Go small, medium, or full-on beast mode with the large version. Once placed, click on the gate to see all kinds of upgrades. You've got storage yards and warehouses, cargo cranes and passenger terminals, even extensions to boost efficiency and keep things moving fast. Once set up into the port of your dreams, connect it to the sea using seaways and cargo ship routes. Make it your link to the outside world. It's all modular, so shape it to fit your city's unique coastline. Or build a dry port inland. No judgment. But the shoreline isn't just about containers. Build a ferry depot, then place ferry stops and terminals along the coast or on your new quays. Connect them with boatways and ferry lines, giving your citizens faster routes across the water and new ways to reach their destinations. And when those passengers arrive, give them a shoreline worth stepping onto. Zone the new waterfront commercial areas. Upgrade your Keys game, decorate with new piers, and plop one of the 9 new parks. Sprinkle in some lighthouses perhaps, and the coast isn't just a stop, it's the highlight of the city. Fishing adds a brand new resource. Carve new boatways and use the new fishing area tool to mark your waters. Then lay down fishing piers connected with boatways and fishing lines. You can even set up inland fish farms for a steadier supply. Offshore oil works in a similar way. Place rigs above underwater deposits, connect them with pipes or routes, and let the crude flow straight into your network. However, keep an eye out. Overfishing is a thing, and both oil rigs and ship traffic create noise pollution that drives fish away. But if you plan wisely, these new resources will slip right into your city's economy. Shape your shoreline. just the way you imagine it.
Right, so there we have it. So if we quickly look into where things currently are in the city. At the moment, the existing cargo port is here. As I said, if you take a look at the shipping lanes in that. This is the way the connections were done up for the game. So they are currently... the cargo port is here with a rail connection. And of course the road and highway connection. While the cruise ship terminal is on this side over here. And then you've also got to factor in with ferries. This map is perfect for ferries, as I had pointed out earlier on in another video. Instead of going the long way round, you can catch ferries to go across. But first of all, we need to first work out where we're going to relocate the port, which is likely to be actually in this stretch, because then I can get the cargo, I get the shipping lanes in and out, and then we bring the highway and rail over through this valley, over this short bridge, and connect it. And then when we relocate this port, we will have another large bridge going over, likely to connect up back up to here, so we have rail and, because they already exist, rail and highway, to finish off the connection and to stop them technically coming through and doing this. So I suppose it's a case of we could get a start now and making sure this is all match fit, ready to go. 2 meters should be good enough to get us going, and I might just... Oh, probably a bit too big to jump. So the port structure, right off the bat, it's going to be, instead of quays jutting out, it will be alongside. So they will naturally stick out. Just push that back. As I said, there'll be probably quite a bit of terraforming to do. And then we just smooth that out, because we're going to have to bring a bridge from over the valley, a railroad bridge, and we've got them all ready to connect up to what will be our port space. So if we... There's a lot of earthworks to be done. Of course, we will refine this more as the game comes out. So this has all been dug out. And if we were to bring the road and rail over, I would take it as a highway. So you want... You wanted the one with rail. Subway. Tram. Oh, public transportation row. Nice to know. Not what we want. I figure I actually have to go into the rail system to go and actually pick it up. Because I have absolutely forgotten where it has gone. No, we don't. I'm sure it was... Or was it a 6-laner? Golden Gate Bridge with subway tracks, so that's good to know. With train tracks. So we could have 2 Golden Gate Bridges, because I've actually got to connect it back over. So if I... Yeah, 10 meters is... let me just lower this to 2.5. Technically, because we've got to come back over, it would technically... You'd have a second one. drawing up to about here. Now we can't do it obviously at the moment because you've got all the existing in the way. So that just can't be done. They weren't 4-laners. I'm sure they were highways. Double transfer. Sorry, it's the standards. So it's basically what I'm repeating is, once we set up, is we're repeating this bridge. Nice little 4-lane with train tracks underneath. I will have to modify, of course, the train network. Around this side, we can't have them run it all through the passenger. So we would pull the rail out, tunnel it around. Actually, would bring it through here. Sorry. Bring it around, could bring it around this side and run it through here. It's probably likely to be, got to be careful with tunnels though as well, because you can see I've been setting it up because there is a subway in the area as well. So where this railway line goes and where the eventual highway will go is, this was done recently, so it all connects up to here. To connect out, so I think I've set it for passenger at the moment. Yeah, it's set for passenger, but it will also be eventually set for cargo as well. Speaking of which, you will have noticed in the game, in that little piece about inland ports, this would be perfect for one, especially if I can make it a through service and bring an alternative rail line that way. Another place for an inland cargo port could be out here. And another place for inland cargo port, no, because that would just fade back out that way. Depends. If I keep the industry down here, I could open up another inland cargo port here. As I was going to say, lots of urban real, it's just going to reshape the city, but cities get reshaped. That's how they work. If I should have this on. And it might just, yeah, sometimes you have to just alter the terrain around a bit just to pull the rail lines out. It's going to go for a bit of a twisty turve going around. Which also begs the question, do I reset this to a intersections? Reset. I had previously considered it. However, what gets in the road is the fact we do have the railway lines. Yeah, you can't raise. Oh, okay. Technically, this shouldn't. So technically, I could actually raise this up. It's been a bit fickle because it's key snapping as well, which is not particularly helpful. Yeah, so we could do that, or I could just actually, given that's going to cause more terrain problems, I would just basically do an interchange myself. So Technically that should be raised. In fact, I should. So that's most likely to become a viaduct and entrenched, which means before you do anything else with these, bring the railway line out. Because that is technically going to run. That's going to run technically parallel. Good old-fashioned public works. If you want to know how much this would cost in real life in the real world, I hate to think. These. Oh, technically we could actually have that done away. Might actually give that a bit of a reset, that one. Oops, that's going to be the case. Pare that back a bit and come back in reverse, which is often also how I do my one-ways. Problem is that the way this is could. Oh, that's because it's at 10 meters, isn't it? Yeah, is that? Yeah, so I'm going to do it because it's an overlapping item. That's what we could do. Raise it ever so slightly. Ooh, that's not nice. Yeah, curve's a little bit too tight on that, so try that again. Bit of a steep incline getting up and nothing locomotives these days can't handle. I'm just going to redo this highway because I need to what I should do really is do that because they are walls that need to be done. Take that back off and then well, that wasn't the idea, but okay. Whoops. Engineering faux pas. I'm a planner, not an engineer, so don't ask. Okay, so that's connected those over, and then we just hold fire ready for the port to come online. That said, that is still a steep drop, so that's a very steep drop actually. Oops, is the curve a little bit eccentric? Not quite, actually. That actually trenches down quite nicely. I might as well bring the railway down as well, so we're not mucking around with it. Might as well. drop it down slightly further. Okay, click that out. Nope, 2. Ooh, 9%, that's a very steep drop. Let's see if we can, that's better. Some trenching being done. But effectively it works, and this is now ready to receive the port. Now I haven't brought water and power over yet. That's it I need to do here. So it's is that a 3 ready to go? Because I think the San Fran bridges are 3s. 6s I should say. Okay. So do a custom interchange here. I think this is a 6er. It is 2. And that would actually be the prime opportunity. Here, one more lane doesn't fix it unless you're doing an on-ramp type system. Perfect. Absolutely. Ironically, perfect. This is where everything goes well, and you hope it continues to go well. Excellent. That's one side. Then you bring this up to the next side. 5.8. Oof. Oh well, not the steepest inclines I've seen. Okay, that brings that up to this side. So we've got the 2 going in those directions, and before then we go now let's see how good my curves are. Probably absolutely crap, which is why I use the predetermined tools. Oh. No. It is technically for the until we hit about here. Do I bother trying again? I'll try once. If it doesn't work, I'm not going to bother. You just got a slight S-bend in your road, and you can thank me for hazards later. Yeah, it's not going to... You're probably telling me I should have done the... Okay, it's just done a... I don't know why, but... That's okay, I don't mind. Okay, so that's corrected, so it's coming back off this one. Go figure, there's always one, isn't there? I thought that said Hancock Highway for a moment, and I'm like going, huh? Never mind. Ah, there we go. It's just the case of just try again. With an even steeper incline. There we go. Which means... Oh dear. This one's going to be straightforward. You just bring it off and around. Ooh, 13%. That's, are we elevated? Oh, we're elevated, so I might actually have to technically raise those ones up. Because I think we've also got a drop. Yeah, we've got a drop in here as well. It's actually quite, that bridge is actually quite high up. Okay. Let's see if we can push 2. See if we can... we can push that right up to 7.5 meters without causing a problem. It might be just enough to allow this to loop around effectively without having huge big elevations coming off the other side. So let's have a look at this. We'll do the easiest one. No, it's not as bad. That's just about going to have to come right back from here, which means you've got no... Huh, there's irony in a nutshell. Could actually be coming around this way to, let's just see. What are we at the moment? 10. I need to come down. Huh. Oh, looks like I could do it after all. If I did it properly. Oh, there's a slight... Slight bit kink there. And then... Ooh, what are we doing? Does, yeah, okay. No, it means I just have to yeah, I'm not really gonna start fussing about that. But essentially, we did it. And so we've got the highway connection. Set up, ready to go. Now it's just a case of adding in the street lighting, as this will be a very frequently used road. I should say highway. Okay, we're set to go. Road and rail all done. Very well done indeed. Oh, by the way, we're still going to do urban renewal up in here as I decide what to do with this piece there. Getting rid of it. And basically opening up these 4 quadrants. So, yeah, if you need to come from that side, you can either come down here or you can come all the way around. Although it's an at-grade intersection, so it could be a case of bringing this up to at-grade, although that's going to need a lot more extensive work, which is like, oh, more money. Okay, so that just leaves... Yeah, I'm likely to bring the rail around and bring it through. Keep it away from, as much as possible, keep it away from the passenger, because there's also metro coming through. Yeah, it's going to create a pinch point across that crossing. I think what we'll do is, yeah, definitely... Yep, run that through. Run that away from the station. Should help to turn that on. So where we want to go is go straight. No, we actually do want a curve. Has that created a tunnel? Yes, it has. Excellent. Bit of a cutaway though. And then what we want to do is bring that around. Basically, ooh, that is going to be an interesting mix to do. Get that to come across, because I've still got to bring the highway across as well. But looking at this, we will basically the easiest way to do it is come around the other side, or yeah, basically come around the other side, or get it through here and get the highway to be well, the highway needs to be more elevated anyway. Yeah, and just bring it, hold your level as you come round and connect it up. In fact, we're so close into doing it, why don't I do it and then just get the highway over it? Stop mucking around. Now, where is that? Okay, a bit further out. Not that far. Whoops. No, that'll be the closest we go. Yeah, so it's basically trenched it. And that means I can now... Yeah, it's a single deck highway, so we can... Basically what we do, shoot over. So we're doing some huge big public works to get this port ready for next week. Shoot to highways. But then again, it opens up the city too, and I'll show you what I have planned for afterwards. 4-lane. Huh. The highways don't allow a constant drop. Okay. So we need to be slightly higher. And probably... So it's just going to be a pain in the butt because... Or am I just not high enough up? Because I'm not high enough up. And the corner's then going to get in the road. Okay, I think what's happening here is we're trying to be a little bit too clever. And that can happen. Yeah, we're trying to be a little bit too clever with what we're trying to do. Because this is the way these columns keep landing. Okay, and then we just, I think it's, they're both 3s, aren't they? Yep. Let's get out 180. Oops, that missed. That's not the biggest drop I've had in highways. Off one side. Basically do this. Yeah, it looks a bit odd, granted. It's not going to like that because of the way that shapes out, so I think the best way to get around that one, yeah, then it's not going to like that component, is drop it to 2 straight off the bat, to be honest. Yeah, drop it to 2 straight off the bat. It solves that problem, and then when we're ready to pull the highway out across that side, we will do so. Now I should... rename that. And I should also rename those as well. Yeah, real original name. Don't remind me. No such thing as free parking in my cities. That sets that up. That just now leaves power and water to bring across. Okay, so the geothermal power station is right there. Ah, there's the second link. Okay, so that connects the power to underground cable. So we have got You know what? Just so I know it's there. Ugh. That's the geothermal power plant you can probably hear. It's quite loud in my... There we go. If you want to... So that's the yeah, as I said, that's the geothermal power plant. So we've got the power coming over. That just leaves good old-fashioned we've got a... this is where I trialed the fishing industry. Oof, that's a heck of a drop, so you'll need a booster pump to get those up. In real life, going both ways. But they're there. Yeah, so this was someone actually managed to extract the fishing industry out. And so, away it goes. Of course, that will change when it comes out. So I will put the actual fishing asset in there when the DLC comes out next week, changing it over. But this custom-made one's been quite good. Right. With that, we are ready to basically go as far as cargo goes. This is where we will establish the cargo. So basically we're shifting him, which is technically outgrown its use actually, to out here, which is good because it connects to the laneways that are already out here. Which means this can be then redeveloped. Now we are still of mind to bring another connection across. Although because the rail connection, that's a very convoluted way of getting round from that end when it's right there. So we are still looking at bridging across. So that would just come down here, connect up, and connects through here once this port's relocated. This will just come out to become urban development. This would make actually quite a nice place to also drop another cruise terminal, a larger cruise terminal, make this a nice big tourist area as well. So yeah, we're going to shift him over to here. We will extend him out to out here. So this will make a very nice cruise terminal indeed. And I've technically just opened that up for fishing. Not fishing, ferries as well. So we'll replace him with the cruise terminal stuff. We will do inland ports, as I've mentioned earlier. And I could drop another cruise terminal in here if I really wanted to, but not really. If I was going to drop another cruise terminal, it would be in here, but that would be very late stage in the game for this particular map. So there we have it. Ports and Bridges, or Bridges and Ports, is out next week on the 29th of October. If you're in the Western Hemisphere, if you're where I am in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and the Southwest Pacific, will be out on the 30th. So it means the following weekend, the weekend after that, because I'm going to probably have to wait for the mods to come through. but basically we are ready to get some actual ports going, bridges going, and ferries going, because as I said, ferry from here to here, definitely from ferry from here to here, here to here, round here, round here, round here, round here, and even up the rivers. But Brisbane style and Sydney style, with Brisbane River and Parramatta River. Up the rivers we go. Cruise terminal gets extended through here initially, and when we do later on, build a second one out here. Haven't named the island yet. And this will get replaced, and we are still to do another bridge going over. We've got water in that ready. Just out of curiosity, before we log off. Ooh. Ooh. Wind. We can boost up the power production for here. I don't think we can do geothermal. There's none. I'm not doing solar. That's bloody massive. Oh, I could do geothermal. There's a geothermal source out here. So I could stick in another geothermal. Or more to the point, I could stick it out here. So, yeah, we could stick in another geothermal plant as well. Probably likely stick it out here. Okay. That's actually good to know. So we actually have wind options on, and of course we've got water in that. The emergency sewage outfall. And yeah. So that's where we are. We're basically now waiting until next week to do some good old-fashioned big extensions, because plans change. So port, cargo port, cruise terminal, ferries, industry, oil, fishing, even inland ports. You name it, we'll do it. And don't worry, I have not forgotten. No trams available. Ugh. Before we go, we're just going to deal with a glitch. And yeah, as I said, I want to still do that urban rail connecting these two sides up. But it's going to be interesting with the port there. That said, if I get the bridge over, then that still means I can reconnect the city centre up on these sides. And this cargo terminal becomes a little bit interesting as well. That said, it's quite a busy cargo because it brings in all the convenience goods to service the all the hospitality and everything you need working in the offices and that in the city centre. So yes, very interesting indeed. Let's just see if that's gonna. That is interesting. It's picking up no vehicles. That is absolutely functioning, so I don't know what. We're having an absolute sook for therefore because I've just upped the depot capacity. Oh, it's going to peter itself out. It's doing the calculations. That was interesting. Anyway, I'll leave it there. We'll be back next week, mods permitting, of course. with Manukau Ranges, City Skylines 2, Ports and Bridges. Definitely looking forward to get cracking into it and get my seaside industries going like I am in Pacifica City with City Skylines 1. In the meantime, go fishing, fish safe,